this is all looking rather nail-biting, with time really running out here.
Yeah, and we've actually got a probability from the White House in the last few minutes, in fact, as to whether a government shutdown will actually happen here in the United States. The Director of Management and Budget, Mick Mulvaney, just put that possibility at 50-50. And as you just said, the White House has made its own move, and that is simply to postpone the U.S. president's weekend away in Florida, in theory, to celebrate the one-year anniversary of his tenure in the White House. At midnight this Friday, local time, that is when the government could shut down. It is also the eve of that one-year anniversary for the U.S. president. The White House wants a shutdown not to happen. That much is clear. But it is not hedging its bets right now. We are seeing clear divisions here between Republicans and Democrats. And we're, more than anything, seeing a Republican Party that is in control right now of the White House, of the House of Representatives, and the U.S. Senate that is not managing to get this done. That at least is the Democrats' point of view, that if there is a government shutdown, it would be the fault of Republicans and Donald Trump in the White House. And what would happen if there's a government shutdown? Well, there would be furloughed workers in the government. In other words, people who work for the government would be told to stay at home because there wouldn't be enough money to basically bring them in. You'd also see national parks and national museums, for example, closed. A similar case to what we saw in 2013 during the Obama administration. That was the last time there was a government shutdown. It lasted a whole 2 weeks.
Now, Philip, the Republicans are, of course, hoping to avert this crisis, this massive shutdown. But in many ways, it's actually the Democrats that hold the upper hand here.
Yeah, it does look like it right now because the math is pretty simple. In the U.S. Senate, because as you know, the House of Representatives has already voted on what is called a continuing resolution. That means keeping the government functioning for another month, but just for another month. It's the U.S. Senate that will have to take this up. And 60 votes are needed. Republicans don't have 60 votes in the Senate. That is why this really looks like Democrats have the upper hand here, or rather can decide on what happens. And what Democrats want to see here from this government shutdown, or rather from keeping it from happening, is they want it to be paired with a solution to the so-called DACA problem. This is a solution for the 700,000 immigrants here in the United States who came to the United States illegally with their parents. Their protections run out in March. That was the U.S. president's decision. Democrats in the Senate want a solution to this, a permanent solution for those 700,000 people so that they are not sent out of the country. So what you're seeing here is something that doesn't really have much to do with government spending being paired with that kind of a bill. That is why this is so difficult. All sorts of subjects are being mixed in here, and Democrats seem to believe that they will be more than happy, it seems, to have a government shutdown if they don't get a solution to so many 700,000 people that could be deported from the United States. That's how big this story is. It's not just about the government functioning for another month. It is about immigration as well. It's about priorities for the two parties and for the White House.